Hi, my name is Azaan Karan, and today I'm here to try and break and rebuild your perception on Indian modern and contemporary art. Since a young age, I've been interacting with Indian art as a whole. From my numerous visits to NGMA for as long as I can remember, to Beaconair House, where I go quite frequently, which is a cultural hub where gallerists often present their works, to KNMA. It was at the Kiranada Museum of Art where I unarguably had the biggest turning point in my artistic journey. During last summer in 2023 is when I really started researching on artists, galleries, collectors, curators. I started my first internship with Kiranada Museum of Art because I had been a mere bystander for about 15 years of my life in the art world, and this would be the first hands-on physical experience I would have in the art world. Ultimately, however, I want to be the youngest art dealer India has ever seen. And you know what? Maybe even do a show or two in the next couple of years. In the last year and a half since I've been actively learning about Indian art, I've garnered a passion and taste for it that I do not really seem to see in anybody else my age, which is why I've created this podcast. It's time to eliminate the jargon and see Indian art for what it really is. In sum, I want to present Indian art in a way that's digestible. Adding on to this, while the Indian art market constitutes such a small fraction of the global art market, the Indian economy is booming. And the art market will most certainly follow the trends it sets forth, which is when we're going to see interactions with our museums and our deep-rooted culture explode in their nature. Art with Ours is a good ground zero pocketbook to have with you at all times for the Indian art world. What I'm going to be doing is bringing you India's top collectors, gallerists, curators, writers, the who's who in the Indian art world. I'm excited to take you in the coming months to the Indian Art Fair and Art Mumbai. If there's one thing I wish the viewers could take away from each episode, it's that curiosity. It's that curiosity to go the extra step and read up on the artists, go and look at more of their works, exhibitions, because I'm sure you'll find a ton of them in this digital age. The way I look at art and the way you can break it down for this podcast is in three separate genres. Premodern, with the likes of Thomas and William Daniels, Amrita Shergill, Raja Ravi Verma. You have your modern era, which has your progressive artists, your Hussain, your Raza, your Souza, your Gaitonde, your Ara, and also Jamini Roy. And then you have your contemporary artists, which is packed with the roster we have for the podcast. The fact that I interviewed Krishan Khanna, the living legend, one of the most iconic Indian artists of all time of the modern era, a member of the progressive arts group. He is 99, I'm 16, one of the oldest in the Indian art world and one of the youngest. It was just a dream come true. I'm no art historian, but the way I classify it, Indian art can be divided into three key eras: pre-modern, modern, and contemporary. Pre-modern consists of everything before independence and the partition, when we were still under British rule. Over here, you can look at Thomas and William Daniels, characterized by their display of India through their watercolors and paintings. We can also look at Raja Ravi Verma, who combined European realism with key central Indian themes. And then obviously we have Amrita Shergill, who actually lived for only 29 years. She actually combined Indian themes with European abstraction and modernism. The next notable era is the modern one, which was mainly classified by the progressive artist group, who took a lot from European abstraction. This group consisted mainly of Hussain, Raza, Souza, Bakre, Ara, and Gaitonde as its founding members, but were also joined by Krishan Khanna and the likes of several other artists. Culturally, Indian art was just a sub-form of British art. We didn't really have our own style, and we relied too much upon European academic realism, which is why the progressive artist movement was revolutionary. We brought everything lost in our culture back and more. This was crucial in creating our own genre. M.F. Hussein's works were characterized by bold lines, religious iconography, and his horses. He was also known as the Picasso of India. F.N. Souza mainly dealt with four things: landscapes, still life, nudes, and heads. Raza actually went into landscapes, and out of the three, took the most from European abstraction. his works from the 50s and 60s were quite popular because of their abstractionist landscapes. Later on, though, he went to create the Bindu form. And now we can jump to the contemporary art scene, which was characterized by artists from the 2000s and 2010s. Over here, you have your Atal Dodia, your Anju Dodia, your Bharti Kher, Jitesh Kalath, and Sudarshan Shetty, and so many more artists. So with that being said, I warmly welcome you to Art with Us, your front row seat to the stories behind the Indian art world and the trailblazers who define it, one conversation at a time.